Golf is no doubt a physically and mentally demanding game. It holds the unique power of making even the most composed athletes see red. Maybe that's why the monarch of the British Empire, King George V, once stated that nothing makes him angrier than golf. With that being said, let's now look at a few golfers with the worst tempers. Aaron Oberholzer. Do not be fooled by his sweet looks and his innocent smile. Aaron can be an A-grade tantrum thrower when things don't pan out the way he wants them to. According to many fans, if Aaron does not get his desired shot, it's best to stay out of his way. In his early years on tour, the 2006 AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am champion was a bit of a loose cannon. Although he has mellowed somewhat with age, do not expect a considerable change in his demeanor. When fans and commentators think of Aaron's meltdowns, no doubt the 18-hole Poppy Hill debacle comes to their mind. It was the first round of the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am Championship. The stakes were high, and all the golfers were on edge. Aaron took a swing, but things didn't turn out the way he wanted. Did he accept his mistake and move on like everyone else? Of course not. Aaron quickly descended into a fit of pure anger. He reached for a flag nested inside of the cup and yanked it out. He proceeded to curse up a storm. According to many people who have seen him play live, an angry Aaron is like a werewolf, ripping and clawing away at everything in front of him. Kevin Stadler. Kevin, aka the Walrus, looks like that friendly uncle who would spoil you with sweets, but looks can be massively deceiving. Kevin Stadler has inherited his father's temper tantrums. Stadler, the second's temper, has been the subject of numerous controversies. One terrifying incident that comes to mind is when Kevin, amidst a hissy fit on his Oregon tournament, threw his club on the ground. The club broke from the sheer impact and ricocheted into the crowd, hitting a spectator. Blood started gushing out of the wound. The poor unsuspecting fan was hospitalized immediately, getting 6 stitches on his head. In a now-deleted Facebook post, Kevin wanted to clarify the situation. He said that he had slammed his club against the ground and the side of his foot in a fit of rage, breaking the club about 6 inches from the bottom. He further elaborated that he was looking down, but the club head flew behind him and struck a bystander to his right. While many people were quick to chalk this off as a bizarre freak accident, Sean Michael, another Web.com tour golfer, took to Facebook to address the incident and warn others about the dangers of losing control of their emotions. Henrik Stenson. The Swedish player looks and acts carefree, just here to have a good time type of athlete, but that only stands true when things are going his way. In an interview, when asked about throwing tantrums on the golf course, he shrugged and said in a matter-of-fact tone that he has a temper. Henrik Stenson has broken a club or two on the PGA Tour. At the Dubai Desert Classic in 2011, after a poor chip, Stenson flipped the club over his head and soared it into the lake. He didn't even pause to consider whether or not to look to see where it landed. He just casually moved on. The whole situation was so absurd and terrifying at the same time that fans were confused on whether they should laugh or not. However, Stenson's anger management issues have toned down in recent years. Kevin Na. Kevin Na is a Korean-American golfer. He's also known as a child prodigy, starting his golf tourney at the very young age of 8. He calls himself a golf nerd, but this nerd can be very aggressive when he wants to be. He's unique that he is both a player with a bad temper and one who can easily inspire others to do the same. He's had plenty of on-course meltdowns. Being widely regarded as one of the slowest players on the PGA Tour, he gets irritable when put on the clock for slow play. Na's most recent example of letting unsuspecting officials have it was at Colonial in previous years when they rightfully instructed him to pick up the pace. Na is one of the few golfers who do not shy away from Twitter confrontations. One such event was when Golf Channel reporter Chantel McCabe tweeted that Kevin Na walking in putts will never get old. Murray replied saying Kevin Na taking 3 minutes to putt will never get old. If this was anyone else, they would not have taken the bait. But that would have been unlike Na. Kevin took to Twitter to retort that Murray's inability to make the cut never gets old. Na may be slower on the field, but his ability to clap back is unrivaled. Woody Austin. Woody Austin is one of golf's most flamboyant personalities. He's notoriously hot-headed and does not back away from showing his anger on the field. Sometimes, when Woody gets angry, it seems like he's been possessed by a demonic entity. We will have to look no further than when he broke his putter with his head. You heard that right. While playing a very crucial shot, Woody missed by a few centimeters. So what did he do after this? He started silently bashing his putter against his head, repeatedly and methodically. Even more terrifying is that his face was utterly void of an expression. After he finally broke his putter, he casually fixed his cap and moved on as if nothing had ever happened. And of course, we cannot forget the time he missed the shot, after which he threw the ball into the pond and proceeded to beat the living hell out of his golf bag, all while looking dead straight ahead. Tiger Woods. Woods is probably one of the most well-known golfers out there. People who don't even watch golf know him. Tiger Woods may be the mastermind behind some of golf's most spectacular shots, but he's not immune to frustration. When making mistakes on the course, the former number one has shown that he has a short fuse. His meltdowns have grown in intensity since his subsequent removal from the official world golf rankings. Tiger Woods missed the cut in a major championship for the second time in his career at the 2009 Open Championship. At Turnberry's Ailsa course, fans watched Tiger collapse, which included constant club throwing and a sizable broad array of swearing. As many golfers we've talked about previously, Woods has the tendency to throw things. He had an errant shot on 13 during the Australian Masters. His driver slammed into the tee box, ricocheting into the crowd. Worst of all, he didn't even inquire as to whether anyone had been injured. Sergio Garcia. To beat Tiger Woods in this video, you would need to be a true innovator when it comes to temper tantrums. Sergio Garcia fortunately possesses that quality in spades. The frequently irritated Spaniard has done several things on the course that should have resulted in a lengthy suspension. Due to his behavior, many have called him the brat prince of all on-course outbursts. We think you may have started getting bored of all the club throwing, so Sergio brings you his fresh take on it. Garcia hit a shot he didn't like during the World Match play. After briefly considering a more traditional club throw, he removed his shoe and tossed it into the crowd. Moreover, when Garcia missed a 6-footer on the 13th hole of the 2007 CA Championship, he decided to replace it with saliva after tapping in and removing his ball. Garcia usually complains that the media consistently portrays him as this angry man, and this is not who he is. However, when he pulls stunts like tossing his shoe in a crowd of people, it becomes hard to see his perspective. John Daly. John Daly has long been regarded as one of golf's most colorful and divisive figures. With his loudmouth golf pants, he's one of the more vibrant golfers on the PGA Tour. But do not let that fool you in the slightest. If you ever encounter him on a bad day, run for your life. He did not like a fan taking a picture of him during one tournament, so rather than telling him to stop, he smacked the camera against a tree. In 2011, at the Australian Open, the Arkansas native famously hit 7 balls into the water and walked off the course, repeating his 1993 early exit at Kapalua. Bubba Watson. Bubba Watson is truly offensive because he claims divine authorization for being a jerk. According to Bubba, his mere Christianity is sufficient to excuse everything from treating his caddy like trash. According to all accounts, he's never formed any meaningful relationships with his fellow players, and his treatment of a regarded caddy is regrettable. Bubba has a very short temper, as tested in the RBC Open in 2018. When Bubba missed a shot, one of the spectators cheered, leading to the golfer losing his composure very quickly. Things could have gotten very messy fast, but thankfully the security escorted the spectator out of the field. That's a wrap for this video. Which player do you think has the worst temper? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.